A lot of people say that Samopomich is the biggest sensation of this parliamentary election campaign, but for me it's not a sensation because it shows the biggest demand of Ukrainians for change. And for change, and new people with new approaches could guarantee the new quality of politics. And it also shows the trust that people really want to see the new people, but qualified people, professional people, honest people, and people who has a vision what to do in next parliament and how to guarantee that this parliament will be professional. And Samopomich party list has no former MPs, no former bureaucrats, no oligarchs who supported financially the campaign. And we traveled a lot, 1 month period, every day visiting another city, meeting people at local markets, meeting people at factories, students at universities, institutions, doctors. So every day we meet more than 600 people at different cities of Ukraine and we discuss the solutions. We didn't promise to increase salaries or to decrease pension age in Ukraine. We are not a kind of populistic party because we understand that by turning into the politicians personally, it's a long way to go. And your reputation, the trust that you accumulate during your previous civic activism has to be sustained by being a politician. And it's very important to build this honest dialogue with Ukrainians who are ready to be responsible for the future of Ukraine. And they understand that we have to rely on ourselves if we want to see the strong Ukraine, the dignity country. So we have to build it. Let's do it together. More than 1,700,000 people voted for Samopomich, but this is our supporters. But besides, the whole country, more than 45 million of people expects that the new parliament will deliver reforms that change their lives. So for us, it's very important to coordinate our efforts with pro-democratic political parties that enter to this parliament. So coordinations. Because ego is a country's killers, and we see how the competition between prime ministers and president, who are the best reformers, and for the positions in next governments. But we have to stop this battle for the positions in next government. We have to build our dialogue as for the solution around the solutions that we are responsible to deliver in next parliament. And it's very important for us to get international support by providing consultations, how to revive Ukrainian economy. This is the biggest issue in now. Also how to decrease Ukraine's dependence from Russian gas by getting more investment in this sphere, and also decentralization issues. Why it's important? Because the leader of Samopomich party, Andriy Sadovey, is pretty successful in Lviv, and Lviv is very pro-European cities, and the number of tourists increased, the number of jobs also increased, and we have to see the strong Ukraine by a highly decentralized, and it means that the many successful city we get through decentralizations, the stronger Ukraine will be. When I go back to Ukraine, I'll go on Saturday, and on Sunday I have a meetings in Poltava with local representatives of medium-sized business, with local activists. For us, it's very important for us to share our visions for a future work in the parliament, our priorities, and also it's very important to involve representatives from regions in committees' works, because people at local level, they face everyday problems. If you are like local businessman, you know about everything about taxation inspections, and you understand that deregulation is very important issues, the same like decreasing the higher tax, and also meeting people, local doctors, and they know how to reform the healthcare system because they face a lot of problems, and a high level of corruption in medicine, it's also a problem. They have their visions, and they have to be involved in reforming the countries. We have to build these bridges from the parliament to regions to make people feel that they are responsible with us for the solution we produced, and they are our partners. Because we are sure that there will be a war for reforms in next parliament. On one hand, we see that there is a big demand for change, but no higher level of political will and responsibility. So through partnership, if Samopomich register very important legislation, and there will no be support from another political parties, so we are sure that civil society representatives, our constituencies, will come to Kiev and support us. And for us it's very important, this support, because this is the first experience of Samopomich in next parliament. And for us it's very important not to play some political games, but to start doing reforms, not talking. Because so I'm inviting Americans to come to Ukraine to feel the dignity, because Ukraine plays a special role in the world now, and successful Ukraine could make a difference in Russia and all post-Soviet territory. And the stability in Ukraine is also very important for the whole world. And Ukrainians who sacrificed their lives during the revolution of dignity, now Ukrainians who fight in the east, and we can say that now this is the time when Ukraine became a one political nation, because there are lots of my friends from Western Ukraine. They went to the eastern part of Ukraine to protect our territorial integrity. So Ukraine is a place of dignity and love, because people who love country, who love each other, they really sacrifice their life and their future, because when they could be killed. So this is the place when you could feel how the new generation of change makers and state builders, that is a hope that could bring these changes. And the changes in Ukraine, it's not only important for the Ukrainians, it's also important for the Russians, important for the whole world. That Putin, the same as Yanukovych, this is the biggest enemy of Russia, Putin. So he works against Russians' interest, and also oligarchs who serves Putin's. They are destabilizing the situation inside the Russia, because all the sanctions, the price for oil and gas at global market, will make Russia the poorest country, and no stability, and of social and demographical crisis due to ineffective policies and other issues. So for us it's very important to have a strong Russia with people who are not afraid of police being beaten and put in the prison, people who has equal opportunities for education, and ready to live in Russia, not to live. So it's very important for us to have the stabilities, to build these partners, neighbors relations on horizontal level, not verticals. So, and we really love, as Ukrainians, we are a very peaceful nation. So we love Russians, not Putin. And we will fight till the victory comes. So we will fight for the East, for the Crimea, and actually Russians become stronger after Ukraine become successful country.